Hi guys, this is a video to show you my experience of Monza in 2016. So I'm going to have videos and pictures from the weekend. And yeah, I'll get straight into it. So on Friday, we flew out from Gatwick on Friday morning. That's a view from the window. And then because Friday is Free Friday, you can sit wherever you want. So here I'm on the first chicane, as you can see. And yeah, the good thing about Friday is there's not that many people there, so they open the stands to everyone. So, because I would just have a general admission ticket, so it doesn't allow you to get into any of the grandstands, but here on Friday I was allowed to get in, so this was my first view ever of seeing an F1 car go around a track, because this is my first ever F1. This is later on on Friday. This is GP2, which is much louder. Didn't need the earplugs for the Formula 1 cars, but we definitely did for GP2. This is on the straight after, I think, yeah, it's just after Ascari, and they're coming down the back straight. So yeah, we missed free practice 1, and we got to the track about 10 minutes into free practice 2 of the Formula 1, so we managed to see a lot of that, which was good. And we've just tried to look out for spots for Saturday for qualifying. So this is qualifying. This is my dad with a guy with a funny F1 Ferrari car hat on. So we planned to go to the first chicane, because from the first video you could see people in stands that were general admission across the way on the first chicane. So we was going to sit there, but then we realised that those stands are for media only, and if you stand in there you can't see any of the track. So on the way round to the second chicane, which is where we was, because we went to the first chicane and you couldn't really see over, so we was going to go to the second chicane. So on the way we saw all these lorries you could see on the screen of the different teams. So this is just going up towards the second chicane, just the straight before it. So then we decided to move down a bit more. This is right on the chicane now. This is during qualifying, because we're on to Saturday now. And this is from the stand. So here we met up with this group of Italians, and they were really nice and said, you know, best place to be is Parabolica, and that's where they were going to go tomorrow, at the exit of Parabolica. So we decided to go there too for the race on Sunday. We thought we'd do that as well, because we wanted to run down the straight at the end to watch the podium, and you know, so that's the best place to do it. And there's as you can see there, there's a big screen, and this is a slow-mo here of Lewis coming through qualifying. So yeah, as you can see in the background just now, there's a screen, so being at the second chicane was good, so you could actually see what was going on, because you could sit around the Lesmo corners, but there's no screen there. So this is Porsche Super Cup here. This was just before, and yeah, there was a big crash there. You might have already seen that on TV, but this was just before the race. This was on Sunday now. So we've got the Tifos here. These are the Italians we met with on Saturday, singing their national anthem before the Formula 1 comes on. It was really good to meet up with these guys, because we might not have been able to get into this stand otherwise, because it was quite full, but they saw us and all started cheering, and you know, got us up into that little stand there. Because as you can see, there's that big stand next to them, but that's not general admission. There's we've got a general admission ticket, which some people say, oh, you don't want to get that, you want to be in a stand, but my weekend was amazing, and I wouldn't have changed it at all, as you'll see in a minute. So this was me on TV here. You can see me waving with a flag. That was on the actual coverage of the race. So this is the cars have just come into the end of the formation lap and are going into the grid slots. So you can see here what our view was. It's just exit of Parabolica, and you can see the screen across from us there, so we could actually tell what was going on, because there are some really good views from general admission, but you kind of need a screen, otherwise you're going to have no idea what's going on. There was a commentary as well. It was, you have about 10 minutes of Italian commentary, then about, 5 minutes of English commentary to tell you what was going on, but that didn't really matter. It's just so amazing seeing all these cars, and yeah, just seeing all these. For me, I've watched F1 since I was a kid, and this is the first race I've been to, so it's so strange. Just you don't think of it when you're there. This is the first lap now as they're all coming round. Yeah, when you think of it, you don't realise that you're actually watching the thing you've been watching for years until you've got back to the hotel and you think, wow, I just actually watched a qualifying. So this is the podium after the race. We managed to jump the fence just in front of where you could see there and run down the start finish straight to the podium, and we've got a really good view of the podium as well, as you can see. Well, I say good view, people were lighting flares here. Couldn't really see anything for a bit, but yeah, it was such a good weekend. I really wasn't expecting to do half the things I did. I thought, we might just be seeing a tiny part of the track with no screen, no idea what's going on, and we won't be able to see any of the drivers, but yeah, we got to see different parts of the track over the different days. I'll say, if you are going to go to Monza, I'd say do what I did pretty much. On Friday, get yourself in a grandstand because it's the only day you can do it. Then on Saturday, maybe get yourself to a good part of the track so you can see some, you can actually see the cars going through a corner. But then for Sunday, you want to be somewhere near the main straight, either if you can get somewhere like around the first corner or the exit of Parabolica, so you can manage to get down that straight for the podium, and then you'll be able to see some drivers if you're tall to look over the pit wall. Yeah, because I'm about 6'1", and on my tiptoes I could just see over the pit wall into the garages, so if you're any smaller than that you won't be able to see over unless you bring a step ladder, which a couple of people did. As well, if you go into that first chicane, there was only locals there in general admission, and they'd strapped a log to the fence to see over. So we was going to go there because we thought we'd be able to see over the fence, but we couldn't. That's why we moved to the second chicane for qualifying. But yeah, this was just so unreal watching them do all the champagne, and the crowd was going absolutely crazy when Nico started doing his White Stripes chant. Everyone was chanting it back. It was just so good as well to see people you've just seen on TV doing F1 for years, like Eddie Jordan, and I looked over the pit lane later on and you could see David Coulthard as well, so. Right, the pictures of this is just after the podium finish. We got ourselves just outside the Mercedes garage, and I was just hoping to see what I've saw here. Look, with pictures of people in the, the team and that. I wasn't expecting anyone to come up to the fence or come right up to us. I just wanted to be there to look through at all this stuff that you're seeing now. I see Nicky Lauda there. There was a lot of people around me chanting his name, so he waved over towards us. And I was really amazed because Toto Wolff here comes over to the fence, which was really good. And then I was just kind of looking into the pit lane, into their garage to see, and then my dad would tap me on the shoulder and he was pointing at Lewis, and I was like, couldn't believe it. And then out the corner of my eye I just see this big white blob jump up on the fence right in front of me, and that's Nico, so I was really amazed. I could have just reached out and touched him here, look how close he is to me. It was right on the fence right in front of me that I was looking through towards the garage. So yeah, after them two had come to the fence, that was kind of it. So there was no one else was going to come there then, so we decided to have a little wander down the pit lane, and that was it for the weekend, except for I woke up the next morning, looked on Instagram, and there's Nico Rosberg. You'll see my head just to the top right of the trophy. So that was really good. I just woke up, and I don't really go on Instagram, looked on his story, and there I was. So yeah, it was a really, really good weekend, the best weekend of my life, and It was really amazing, so I'd recommend you do it as well.